Hi. It's been, 5 months now since the Supreme Court said that men are men, women are women, and that sex is related to biological reality, not wishful thinking. And yet the SNP government has done nothing. It's been asked many times, when is it going to jump and actually do the things it's meant to do in law? For example, banning men from women's toilets in Scotland. And when asked about what work has been undertaken about this, the Scottish Government have said only that they've had meetings, that they've had discussions, that they've requested ruling from the Gender and Equality Committee, and that they've asked for rulings from various legal entities. It's breaching the law. Now, 4 Women Scotland have already announced that they're suing. They gave them, it was about 2 weeks ago, they gave them that Friday 2 weeks ago, said if you don't do it by then, we're suing. They didn't do it, and now they're suing. And it's going to be blood on the carpet for the SNP because they know they're in the wrong. They know they're breaching the law, but for some reason they're insisting. They're trying to drag it out as long as possible because they still want women to be subjected to men undressing in front of them, exposing themselves, or being present in women's safe spaces. It's refusing to take any action at all. It's refusing to rip up its own unlawful guidance. It's going to take a legal action, and it's going to have to take someone going to prison. And I think that someone should be John Swinney. He's in charge. The buck stops there. Now, under the SNP, Scotland granted a thing called self-identification. It's now subsequently been proved to be illegal, but they haven't got rid of it. It's also telling other public bodies like schools and prisons and whatever that, hey, you can put men into women's safe spaces. That's absolutely fine. So you can lock a man in a room with a woman overnight in a prison. Nobody cares. That's fine. Now, obviously, if something happens, that's terrible. But after all, it can't be rape. So if a man is locked up with a woman in prison because he's a woman, then he does rape the woman, he can't be prosecuted for rape. Did you know that? No? Well, now you do. Because you see, in Scottish law, rape can only be committed by a man. And if they accept that he is a man, then it would be illegal to lock him up in a woman's prison. But by pretending he's a woman, then they can. But if they're going to pretend that he's a woman, then he can't be guilty of rape. It's a logical impossibility. But that's what they've done to themselves. But it's been, like I say, nearly 5 months since the judges at the Supreme Court said, for the purposes of the 2010 Equality Act, that sex is biological, not wishful thinking. And they're doing nothing. Now, as I say, there are 4 Women Scotland are actually going to be holding a rally tomorrow. And I wish every success to them. This will be outside Parliament. They're holding the rally and presenting the suit to the authorities, who will have to go to court. There's no getting around it. And what is their defence? Nobody knows. But it will be interesting to see. But what is it about the SNP that they want men to be allowed to go in and gawk at women and girls changing, that they want men to be able to go in and expose themselves in front of young girls? Strange, isn't it? It's a very strange world we live in, where politicians think that this kind of behaviour is acceptable. Graeme Lahan, of course, doesn't. He, as I pointed out last night, was arrested by 5 armed policemen with machine guns for a tweet where he said if a man goes into a woman's changing room, punch him in the balls. Don't punch him in the balls. I always find the toes right up there, give a much more satisfying crunch, when you really boot them in the balls. I find that works. Certainly it worked on a terrorist at Glasgow airport some years ago, if you remember. Gordon Brown was Prime Minister. It was the first thing that happened to him. And a terrorist went into Glasgow airport, and the guy there booted him in the balls so hard he broke his foot. So all I'm saying is be careful, guys. Please don't break your foot. Do it not quite hard enough to break your foot. Thanks very much. Bye.